Nice, well played.
He removed the sword because I forgot.
Nirvana vibes.
I don't. Did you see? All I could see, I was watching Ryan, and all he's doing is holding his grinder up to the bloody camera.
Oh.
I was just saying, I can hear myself. That'll be the heron.
Yeah.
By the way, babe, when you played Aaron's song, you forgot to get rid of us in the background.
I know, I just said that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
What's
going on with all these stupid squares? You haven't got that one on, babe. That's stupid
I
squares.
didn't mean to. I don't know them settings.
The third one along is the one you want for all of us.
Um,
Do that one, then it fills up the whole scheme with horrible shaped squares.
oh, it's Heron's wind chime. I was like, who's that?
I thought it was our
Um,
alarm.
It's not making
So,
noise right now.
right. So we'll say hi to everybody. We are live on 3 channels, by the way.
Are you? Where? Oh, you mean Heron's hooked up and Ryan's hooked up?
No, that's Mike, and
Oh,
she
Mike's hooked
wouldn't
up.
do it. She wouldn't do it because she had to sign in. She weren't having it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't feel like thinking. I didn't
How
want to have
dare
to think or remember at this moment. So
She's
Okay.
not.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're on.
Do you know what
too much
makes me
work,
laugh?
man. It's a sunny
She
day.
comes in on Jay's channel, and she's like, Vicky, it's Heron. Can you put the link in here?
Lincoln where?
In chat for her.
Oh, yeah. The link's there.
But she comes in on Jay's account. So Jay's also a mod in chat.
Your
Just
point
so I
system's
know.
come up as well, babe.
What?
You've got the point system up as well.
I don't know. Look, don't even ask me how you do it. But hey,
No, listen, by the way, if anybody, like people were saying to me last night about getting rid of it, like I was like, yeah, I was looking everywhere. I can only get rid of it for myself. I checked that. David checked it and everything for me. Can't fix stupid. If you want to get rid of the score thing, you have to get rid of it yourselves. You have to go to private and get rid of it yourselves. I can't do it.
Why?
As a general. I can't do
Exactly,
it.
bitch.
I
John
can't,
knows no.
I can't do it as a general setting. Everybody else has to do it. You know what I mean?
For many
John
people,
wants
it's just
it.
very interesting. I don't know.
Right, let's say hi. Hi to Jay, even though it was Heron.
Hey, Jay, Aaron, hi.
Here's Jonda. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Chandra.
You can turn your camera off if you don't want your camera on. Hi, Jonda.
Hello.
Hi, Heron. Hi, PJ. Paul Joe.
Yo.
Ooh.
Yo.
Hi, KK. Mr. Super. Lord Racer. Lumpy. And that's everyone, I think. Unless there's anyone anywhere else.
Somebody's got their YouTube on in the background.
Probably Jonda.
That one needs to be turned down.
1 second.
You can't have the YouTube on because it comes through the StreamYard, obviously.
Sorry, I've got 24 hours.
She's watching 24 Hours in Police Custody.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I was trying to learn some tips.
All right, got you.
She's been to the pub. She FaceTimed me from the pub. You've never seen anyone look so miserable to be in a pub.
I didn't want to be there.
I
Okay,
noticed.
nice places nowadays, aren't they? They're crap.
Do you know what
I
it is?
know.
I'm just tired and I've got early appointment tomorrow. And I thought if I stay there, I'm not going to go to my appointment. And yeah,
Yeah, no.
so
It's not
I've come
good.
home to drink tea.
Look at that. Ryan's got a nice big joint, and that's me out until tomorrow.
I think everyone's smoking weed except me.
Except me, I've got none until tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
How does my old mine?
I ain't got none because I don't smoke it.
Poor PJ. I told you, man. You got to move it. You move to California, and you get pot all the time. I got plenty of it.
Yeah, just like that. Moved to California. I haven't got a passport.
Your roots,
I've
move
got
the hell out of your.
I've got a criminal record that probably won't let me in with.
Come here, bro. Come
Bad
over
boy.
here.
No, everybody's a drug addict in California, bro. You'd fit right in.
Yes, can't fix stupid in chat, babe.
Hi,
From an
David.
Android phone, hold on. From an Android
man,
phone,
cool.
you gotta go to YouTube page, select settings, scroll right down to live chats, deselect leaderboard to get rid of it. Yeah, I've managed to do it on mine. I know how to do it. I mean, I'm fine by it. I've put mine back on. I'm okay with them. It was other people. I was only trying to get rid of it for other people. But like you said, they all have to get it rid of it individually for themselves. Dave, right, carry on, babe.
Today the cops took away 0.3 grams of me, you know.
Oh. Hello,
Super.
Mr. Super.
Welcome to Austria.
Hello.
Hi, Austria.
What up, weirdos?
That one.
Hello.
Weirdo.
Nice.
You came to the right place.
Yeah.
Well,
Now that you're started.
Oh,
getting wet.
No, but so we're doing this because I know a few people have been struggling recently, and we haven't done one for a while. And it always helps to talk.
There you
Who's
go.
going to talk today?
This is a little bit unsymmetrical. I need symmetry. I need symmetry. There you go. That's symmetry. Is that symmetry? Yeah, that's symmetrical.
Oh, you mean because they're both on their phones? Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm crap when it doesn't look symmetrical.
it's because you two are on your phones and they're one way and we're all the other.
Yep.
Heron,
Yes.
you can explain what we're gonna do because I've got them videos.
Oh. Well, I mean, these things usually happen pretty organically. I think it was decided a few days ago that, you know, just observationally, despite being summer and, you know, fairly beautiful, that you can still be suffering from, you know, depression or whatever's getting you down.
Yeah,
I don't like labels, but I mean, it's a thing. And if anyone's struggling, man, it's good to be able to just touch base and reach out.
yeah, definitely.
Amen.
And like for me,
Absolutely.
because we know like men don't talk about it and they don't, not really. And obviously
Right.
my cousin chose to not be here anymore. And obviously I don't want anyone else to go through that. And nobody should go through that. Nobody should feel that they're on their own like that. And yeah, just like in chat and stuff, all different people have said like they need it. When I seen Mike yesterday and I said to him about it, because last time Mike come on, he spoke about stuff and he was really good as well. And I like the fact that everyone talks about their own mental health and it's good to get it out.
Like Bill Hoskins
Very
said, it's
true.
good to talk.
Of course, and
I think you hit
I
the
think
nail on
this
the
is
head
why
there,
Flat
Vicky,
Earth is
saying
very
that, like,
important
we
to the
all feel
people
like
for the
we're-
mental health.
Hold on, there's two people talking at once.
Sorry, sorry.
No, Mike, you were first. I think you were talking first.
Yep.
I just wanted to say that that's why Flat Earth is very important for the brain health for you, you know, because you start to think for the first time in my life. I started to think, you know, with whom I'm with, what I'm doing, how I behave, you know. This started to come all, and now I'm like 15 years in it, and now it starts really to manifest, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Super.
And it's nice.
wanted to
It's
say
very
that-
nice. It's a good journey.
I think Vicky hit it right on the head, saying that we all go through these things and we always think that it's just us. We're going through it alone. We don't want to reach out to others. And
Right.
just being honest, since this is the type of stream for it, I went through this just recently myself, as recently as a week or so ago. When I came out the other side of it, I started asking my other empathic friends if they knew anybody or if they had gone through the same thing, and they were all going through the same thing at the same time. So sometimes these things seem to move through the people that are sensitive to it, like I would refer to us as empaths. It seems to move through us like a wave. I can now list about 15 other people that were going through it in the same period. And it wasn't all like one day, it was over like a 2-week span. All of this to say that if you are going through such a thing, it's likely that other people that are sensitive to this influence are also going through it. And you're never really alone.
No.
You need to reach out. Don't make decisions in haste. Don't make decisions when you're alone. Don't make decisions under the influence of anything from pharmakia to alcohol, whatever. If you ever decide to make that decision, make it your decision. And I wouldn't recommend that you ever do that. However, do things with a clear head and after great contemplation and after every other resource has been exhausted. That's my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Therefore,
But
that's it.
even like for you, Mr. Super, like because you're in chat and we all see you, and if you hadn't have told us, none of us would have known. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't know, and I think for all of us, every single one of us, if we feel that, we need to reach out, whether it's an email, a comment, a message, whatever. Just reach out to one of us.
I did. I told you I did enough research to end up with a list of 15 other people in that 2-week period that went through, and some still are going through it even today.
Yeah.
And I try to coach, I try to help, I try to reassure them. I came out the other side and it was ugly, but I'm still here, damn it.
Well, I'm quite glad that you're still here. Thank you.
That's a good thing.
And I know, Vicky, you don't realize, Vicky, I go on a lot of streams and I have a ton of friends. So like, even though you don't hear me much, I am quite vocal. Ask Ryan.
No, but that's good. More men need to be vocal about it. Men don't talk about it enough, and they don't.
I think where I don't know what he talks about with everybody else, but I can confide in that is that he's everywhere. Or everywhere I've gone, that I still go anyway. Probably more places that I don't know about. So yeah, I agree, Mr. Superme. He's like my little creepy buddy that just follows me around everywhere. So I noticed that you weren't around last week. I have been in my own little shit the last 5-6 days. So I just figured that the reason why everybody wasn't getting a hold of me is because they didn't give a shit about me either. So I guess we all were feeling it at the same time. That's weird. I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, I can relate.
See, you don't get to the bottom of those things unless you dig deep enough, unless you're willing to peel back the layer and expose some of your soft underbelly. You don't find out that other people are going through it too. And I'll tell you, like Ryan, you said you were like, I go through with this with truthers all the time. They say, look, I'm just going to withdraw from the community for a while. I'm on overload, dude. Empaths get overloaded with other people's emotions. Yeah. And when you said you were going to take a couple weeks off or whatever, some time away from YouTube, dude, you took a couple days off and I missed you. Like everywhere I went, I'm like, where's my friend Ryan? This ain't right, dude.
And Ryan didn't think people. Ryan didn't
I love to hear that. I love to hear that, but
Ryan, hold on, Ryan. You didn't think people were thinking about you when Roger came on my stream? When Roger came on my stream, I was like, "Have you seen Ryan?" We was talking about, and I sent you links every night over the weekend. I didn't send you an email saying how are you and all that. I just send you links because I think you got to turn up when you talk, but you didn't, and I just thought you thought like no, you think just because no one contacts you doesn't mean say no one cares.
I know that. But you know what I mean. Like when I disappear completely, I don't ever do that. I'm almost at every damn live stream that I go to normally. I'm always there. So when you don't see me, you know something's not right. You know what I mean?
He emailed me and said I haven't been on, and I'm like, nor have I.
No.
I didn't know you weren't on because I haven't been on.
And I didn't notice that, Mr. Super, I didn't notice that you weren't around because I think it was when I was starting to pull back a little bit and I wasn't going in there either. So I didn't see you because I wasn't in there either. That's probably what it was. I didn't know you were going through it either. But then I could tell that something was going on with Vicky because as soon as I made a comment to her, as soon as I said just a little short sentence and then she just started talking about a whole bunch of stuff, I'm like, okay, so obviously everybody's going off lately. So I kind of got a hint, but I didn't know that everybody that was going to come on the show and we were going to have a full house. And everybody's got the same answer. Everybody's got the same thing, and they're saying the same thing. That's really weird. Maybe there's some connection that we should pay more attention to. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, what
Hello.
Deborah Clark. Hey, Deborah. Good to
Hi,
see
Deborah. Oh, hold on. I was going to. I went on the wrong thing.
What?
I was going to put that up, but you did it. I hope you're doing better, hun. I'm glad you're home, though. And we've missed you. For anyone who doesn't know, Deborah's been in and out of hospital, having operations and stuff. And luckily, they put her into a rehabilitation facility to help her until she was back on her feet. And they stuck her with a woman who would smack people with her walking stick and was a hoarder and stuff. And it just wasn't the place for Deborah to be. So she went home, bless her.
I mean, there are people in this world that's crazy. You know, they're doing this for pleasure, I think. You know, they're going around and make people's life miserable, right?
Yeah.
So there's people like this, you know. I know this people too. course.
I think some people do though.
Yeah, they take pleasure out of it, you know,
Well,
to make you, I don't know.
For an example, look
It's
at trolls. They spend their
Trolls.
days trolling us.
Exactly.
And for what? Like,
Because
we
they
all
take
go
pleasure
home
out
at
of
the
it.
end of the day and
Yep,
carry
but
on
they,
with our lives. They're on other streams trolling the same types of
Yeah.
people, and it's sad.
you see, they are not here to learn or something, you know, or they're not here to take an advice. They are here to
Disrupt.
troll.
Well, I've been
Just-
on the other end of that though. I've been mean to other people too. I've taken it out on other people. I'll admit it.
I think we all
like,
have.
So
Yeah,
I don't want to
it's
make it seem like
nonsense.
I don't, like, because that's, like,
Waste of
I know we all have to say that, right? We all have to say, yeah, this is the way I know it is, and we all agree so that we all can feel comfortable talking to each other. But at the same time, that there's a lot of differences that vary in there that make us all individual and different, right? And so we also have to be tolerant of each other's beliefs and the little side stuff that really doesn't matter between us, but it can affect our conversations and understanding each other if we don't pay attention to it. You know what I mean?
Well, Ryan, I just need to be real, you know. I just talk like this, like I'm talking to my brother and to my mother, you know. This is what I can do here. I don't
Yeah.
need to be another guy, you know. I'm not telling shit here. It's a waste of my time if I
Of
do
course.
this.
We all
I'm not
get
pointing to
frustrated
anybody, I'm just
and
saying.
lash out.
But I like to talk about feelings, and I like to talk about, you know, many
I
people
believe,
have
I think
stress.
we should all be talking about our feelings.
Yeah.
We should. And the reason
Yeah.
why we should is because everybody else is ignoring them on purpose, and that's probably something to do with the damn way they can hypnotize us and teach us to be hate
Sure.
each other and shit.
Of
You
course,
know what I'm
man.
saying? We should find
You
out.
got to get all right with this, you know, in your head.
It's like,
Many people
That's
put,
what I
you know,
wanna
some things on their head to get off the waves.
no, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about
tried
the
it, it
tinfoil,
does work.
but yeah, I hear you.
But,
I'm not sure about
no,
that. I'm
no,
not sure
but
you can
look,
avoid it even, like if
like we were in comments yesterday, Ryan. I think it was yesterday, and some troll had said, "Oh, because I had fallen out with Derek, is like, oh, Vicky, won't be happy that Keith shared his thing," and I'm like, why would I care? Like, just because I had a disagreement with Derek and I choose not to involve myself with certain people, don't think that I don't want nothing but the best for that person. I remove people from my life that bring bad to my life because it's how I deal with it. I've got BPD.
it's your barrier or your China wall or whatever you want to call it against the outside world,
Look,
right?
Yeah, and I'm a recovering alcoholic. Like, I've been around drunk, abusive people for a lot of my life. I'm not going to associate with people like that because it brings back past trauma, and that's the thing. So as much as you want to help everybody, sometimes you have to put your own mental health before everything, and you do. And I know some people might think that's selfish, but it's not. If you're not here because you can't cope with your mental health, then what else matters other than that? Nothing.
That's right.
Well, that's why I'm here.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's kind of
But
funny when
also-
you come into truth. We want to be in an echo chamber of like-minded people, and then as soon as we find out there is a group of like-minded people, we don't want to be in an echo chamber. We want to go and tell the world and help everybody, and we spend our time in that cycle, and then we
Yeah.
realize they don't want our help, so we want to be in an echo chamber again because like we've done everything we can to help these people, they simply don't want our help, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. I've tried. I've done everything I
But
can to help.
kick their ass and punch them in the nose because they won't stop being jerk offs and listen. I'm gonna throw that in there. I'm just being honest, bro. I want to punch people out sometimes.
Hold
Like,
on,
I'll
hold on.
sit there and spend a lot of time talking to them and trying to be cool and trying to tell them, trying to talk logic to them and tell them, look, I got evidence here. I can show it to you. Like, I'll show you that the earth is not a ball, right? Like, I just want you to see the truth. I'm not really playing with you. It's not a joke. It's none of that. Look, I'm a grown man. I'm not crazy. I might look it sometimes. I might act it, but the truth is I'm a pretty smart dude. Listen to what I have to say. Nobody ever wants to listen to me. So,
I want to ask what Lumpy's on about. Lumpy says, I'm not into feelings too much. It really seems like a problem for royalty. What does that mean?
Justice is different,
Oh,
but
I don't care.
feelings over what people might think. OMG. No, look, everyone's got feelings, whether you want to know them or you don't. That is a fact of life. We all feel.
You have to embrace the
We
gut
have no
feeling,
feelings. We just need to worry. We just walk around walking into the walls all
first
the time.
instinct. You got.
But if we're not
One at a time.
talking, if we're not talking about mental health, then who's gonna? Because I'm not being funny. How many people in the last week have said, yeah, I've been struggling recently. I've been struggling recently. All that
Yes.
stemmed from a conversation between me and one of my friends that is struggling at the minute. And that's why I was like, do you know what? We haven't done one for a while. We're going to do a mental health stream. Because it matters. Whether you want it to or not, it does. That's a fact.
And I like this,
Everybody-
Richie, very much. This is very, it's royal from you, really. It's nice that you think of people this way.
Look, right, I've suffered with mental health
Me
problems
too.
near enough my whole life. I'm years into being diagnosed, medicated, all of it, counseled, all of it. I see it different now to what I did before. And I think a lot of people do. Even today on Facebook, and some I wasn't even interested in. But I watched this thing and somebody had commented because this woman had BPD and bipolar.
Yeah,
And she
like
had a teenage daughter. And someone in the comments had put, she shouldn't have had a kid. They should take her kid off her.
that's
Why?
crazy.
Because she's got mental health problems. Do you know most people in the world suffer with mental health problems, from
Some people
depression
do.
all the way up
Everybody
to
does.
schizophrenia?
Some people are. Well, you
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, some people are waking up from it, but most of them do. Yeah, sure. And most of them are integrated in the system, so they don't, they don't get it that they are really impacted of this MK Ultra model that you see everywhere.
Yeah.
I think, look, for me, my mental health was not spoken about at home, and it was let's pay somebody to do something with her, and
Same
that's
here.
what it was.
Of course, that they
I chose to speak about my mental health. Do you know why? Because people looked down their nose at me when I had my breakdown and everything, and they judged me based on my mental illness, and that's sad.
That's
That
true.
is so sad.
Yeah, but this is how it works. A doctor can just judge you about what he learned, and this is what he learns. Judge a man from
No, but
A to Z. You
But
give
if
them questions, how
feelings-
they respond. You get an A or a B or a C or an D, and then you got the curve. And I've been in long-time therapy for a long time in my life.
Oh, you mean like
Yeah.
emotions? I get you.
Yeah,
Like my cousin, 2 kids, his brother, his dad, family, and he obviously didn't feel that he could talk about it, and he's no longer here, and
I got no problem to talk about it. Not anymore. But of course, this is something you learn in life. Every time you are in, like, you go a long time. For abstinence, for example, if you don't drink, you don't take drugs, it's a different life. And you have to learn this very step by step, and you will have your you will fall on the way, but you always have to get up. This is the most important thing. This is the hardest thing, to get up.
Absolutely.
I think everybody at some point in their life will suffer from a mental illness, and they will. You get people that are depressed that don't even know they're depressed.
That's one problem, a big problem.
And it's because it's not spoken about. People don't speak about it enough, and people don't actually know their own emotions well enough, because
There's some people
misunderstood, because
there's
it's
some
not.
people that's depressed as well that just don't admit they're depressed.
like
I mean,
Most people are alcoholics.
You tell me, and that happens sometimes, but half the time you say, when I think you're depressed, I'm not. I'm just fed up. That's not depression. There's a difference between being fed up and depression. You know what I mean?
Depends how long you get fed up.
yeah.
If it's like 3 months fed up, then you got a problem, right?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, of course.
It's
Of
different. When you're fed up, it's different.
Right.
So for me, the worst thing I can do for my mental health is nothing. If I didn't get washed and dressed and do stuff, I would just wallow in self-pity.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think setting yourself
This is
tasks
depression, right? This
to
is real
do,
depression. If you
yeah.
cannot get up, you cannot get up. You don't have esteem. You got nothing. You feel nothing. It's just shit on it. You know.
Yeah. And that's the
Right.
thing.
Tomorrow
Like,
is another day. Tomorrow.
but
is
the
not-
more you do nothing,
Yeah,
the worse it gets and the
course.
harder it gets.
of course, you know. And the family notice, you know, and then they say, "Hey, something is wrong," and then you know,
Yeah.
it's all a spiral. What you take, you go from the beginning very to the top, and hopefully you come there, and then you can get the descent. But only then, you know, you have to get to the bottom of it or to the top of it.
Of course, always. But
So all your life you will struggle all your life with it, but you learn that it's getting easier. I think, you know,
Yeah.
you can learn
Yeah.
this.
Or you learn coping techniques or whatever, you know.
Yes,
yeah,
you learn how
like
to
for
make a
me,
puzzle or play a game or do something that you know loosen your mind. It's very important.
yeah,
There's
Yeah.
people in other people's chats saying hello, so I don't know whose chat it is. But
that
that's in
is,
someone's chat. So
I don't know.
it could be Ryan's, it could be Michael's, I don't know.
Hi,
You've got to
hi,
watch your own chat though. If you're hooked up, you need to watch your chat.
Hi guys, nice to see you.
Mm,
Girls, of course.
and girls.
yeah, Lumpy, nobody's a fan of feeling bad. And that's the thing, like, but if you feel shit and then you put yourself down even more for feeling shit, you just feel worse and it's a vicious cycle. You've got to, like, for me, I suppose I'm a long way into knowing how to deal with my mental illnesses, but like for me, I have certain things like I have to get up, get dressed, get washed, get dressed, do stuff. Otherwise, I'm just
You know,
gonna
I'm
wallow
like,
in self-pity.
I'm like, I got borderline syndrome. You know, that means, you know, sometimes I feel very super duper, and then there is times I feel very down under. You know, this is this.
Yeah,
I know.
I've got borderline personality
Yeah,
disorder.
Yeah,
Look,
sometimes I'm like, yes, I can rule the world, and then I'm down. You know,
yeah,
harder.
Yeah, total
And-
antithesis of what you were feeling. Yeah, just total turnaround. Yeah, I get it.
like for me now, I like my manic episodes, and I do.
Of course.
But it's the other side of it, and that's just not fun. But it means we're emotionally unstable. So when people call me emotional and that, I'm like, no shit.
Yeah,
Sherlock.
and it's my mom always said it's the God complex you have. You know.
Hi, Captain Caveman.
Good to see you, KB.
But no, like Ryan's ADHD and bipolar, I think.
Oh,
Why
Heaven's
is it
iPad.
bipolar?
Babe. Heaven's iPad overheated, by the way.
Oh, hun.
And many people
When it
need
comes
drugs
to
to
me,
even it out. You know.
both.
Ryan, what's your label?
Well, my wife and I both think that I'm ADHD or bipolar or both or whatever the hell it is. Yeah. I mean, however you identify it. I call it empath, you know, simplex, whatever. You know, you can call it whatever you want. Whatever way your mind got twisted by whoever did it to you. That's usually where it stems from, right? Your empathetic powers or whatever it's called. Can you hear me
I
good?
got diagnosed in 2009 and I'd never heard of BPD. And for years, they were telling me I had this thing and I had no idea what it was. And I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And I ended up having to look into it because the doctors and that tell you nothing. They're just like, yep, you've got this. Here you go. Off you up.
And then they give you pills, you know, to stabilize you. Okay, yeah. I needed 1 month to get off these fucking pills. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
You know, like Ciprexa, Cipralex, Temesta, You know, they put you up in the morning and down in the evening.
Yeah.
This is
Like for me, they told me
days
to
of my
stop.
life.
Well, I've been a night owl since I was a little kid, but
I mean, you know, good treatment, it's necessary, of course.
Can I
everybody
just say
needs
to
good
Lumpy as
treatment.
well that that about your mental health, it's not all about feelings, about digging into your feelings. Everybody's got feelings, but it's not all about digging into your feelings. And as for like people who punch people just because of their feelings, that's just assholes. That's just assholes. But digging into your feelings, you do need to dig into your feelings a certain emotions, a certain amount, but you can't trust emotion completely when it comes to making decisions. You can't trust your
Lumpy,
emotion to making
who's
decisions.
that question for? What makes you think you are borderline? I know I'm borderline. I've been diagnosed by multiple psychiatrists.
I spent a good part of my life in sales, and they always taught us, and it always proved out, people buy and make decisions on emotions, and then they justify it after the fact with logic. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. You can't make those snap decisions on life-changing items based on emotion. Nothing will ever work out that way. It's that old adage, you don't plan to fail, you fail to plan. Nothing happens without a full picture of intent first. That proves out creation. Like, this couldn't have just been random, and it couldn't have come one piece at a time. It all had to be here.
And that's what you have to learn. And it's
the argument
a way point, you know. Because many different emotions. Me myself, I'm such a guy. You know, I'm very emotional. Very emotional.
Lumpy, does that mean you don't think I'm BPD?
I do not think so. Does that mean you don't? I don't know what it means by that.
I don't know, but
bipolar disorder is like when you go up and then you go down, up and down, you know.
You're talking about the roller coaster.
Do you feel it, Vicky? Have this? I don't know. Just a question.
you would be shocked. I would be shocked if you had demonstrated borderline.
Well, listen, I've seen it demonstrated. Trust me, she's borderline.
Yeah, no. What you see here is not what you see every day, and you see a little snippet of me here and there. You don't see a full day. I'm medicated, have been for years. Me unmedicated is completely different. I would not be able to do anything if I wasn't. So you can disagree with me, but I will. I will take the advice of my multiple psychiatrists, and I will stick to doing what they recommend.
But yeah, no, I'm saying two totally different things. So some people are talking about bipolar, and some are talking about BPD. They're two different things, completely different things.
I'm not bipolar. I've got
No,
BPD.
I think Vicky's BPD. I think Michael's bipolar.
Yeah, but
me, I'm just moody as hell.
Look,
I'm just depressed. No,
Oh, I
I
think you're
read.
an asshole,
No.
and
It's a disorder, right?
I got you. Good answer.
No, Lumpy. I have mixed anxiety and depressive disorder as well as BPD. They're two different things, 3 different things actually. But yeah, no.
Look, but Lumpy, she's got depression as well as BPD. Look, she knows the difference. She knows the difference between BPD and depression. She's dealt with it she's in her 40s now. She's dealt with it for a while. She knows what she's got, Lumpy.
Yeah, look, you're entitled to your opinion. But
That's why I'm a flat earther, right?
Yeah, of course labels suck. But I mean, it's only that's just something that describes it. You know what I mean? Obviously, we don't want to describe this borderline personality disorder. Labels do suck, but then how do it's just otherwise? If we don't put a label on it, then we have to describe what's going on all the time. You know what I mean? Rather than just put the label on it. You know what I mean?
present a wrong character and find a victim to blame. I don't know what you're on about. If I'm being honest, don't sit and try and
It's not normal.
psychoanalyze me. Like I know what I've got. I've lived with it for the majority of my life. You can, as I say, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm gonna disagree.
This is a mental health stream, by the way, Lumpy.
You know, you don't know the things that I've gone through in my life to be where I am. I didn't just go to a doctor's one day and they went, oh yeah, by the way, you got BPD. It didn't happen like that. I had to be evaluated over a whole day by a psychiatrist and a psychologist who did my IQ, they did everything. And then I was sent a massive report and it detailed everything. Then I moved area and they didn't have my diagnosis. So I had to get diagnosed again. Like, what you haven't seen is the 20 plus times I've been in hospital for not wanting to be here anymore. Or me when I used to drink, or all the other things that self-harm, all the other things that I've done because I don't talk about it on here. You know.
You got something to say, Aaron? Or did you just manage to get back in?
Did I do good?
You did well. No, you didn't do good. You did well.
Oh, I don't know
I'm
what it
joking.
is. I certainly don't want to talk about my technological deficiencies. That's for sure.
You're having the technology deficient one.
That's okay.
Right,
That's okay. I
listen.
like this. I like
Listen,
this
Lumpy,
too.
I love you, but do you know what? That may be in what you've read, right? I live with it. Stop trying to tell me what I am and what I'm not.
Lumpy, you can't tell us she doesn't demonstrate borderline BPD because you don't live with her all the time. You don't see Vicky all the time. You only see her on here. You can't
Okay.
say that, Lumpy, bro.
Let's do this. Vicky, what's your biggest challenge about having BPD?
Probably the not knowing where my emotions are going to be. Like some days I can be top of the world. The next day I can be not, so depressed I don't want to be here anymore.
So one would position to Lumpy that perhaps he could, instead of focusing on the labeling of the condition, something positive to do in the event that you're suffering from that,
Lumpy,
that's what I mean.
Hold on. Right.
Lumpy,
I'm going to say this once and only once, right? Being a narcissist is not BP fucking D.
And just because you said to Arwen he's a narcissist, it's evident that Arwen's a narcissist. Babe, you didn't have to hide him.
Oh, well, I did.
You beat me
Come on
to
my
it.
stream and tell me, oh, well, you're not this. Who are you, a fucking psychologist? No. Are you a psychiatrist? No. That's your opinion. Shove it where the sun
Exactly.
don't
And just
shine.
because you said you recognize narcissism with Arwen, anybody could recognize that. Just because you said you recognized it quickly with Arwen, it means you would have recognized it with Vicky. Hold on. Vicky's hardly ever on any streams. If she is, she's in chat. How can you tell just by the way she's typing?
Hold on. Being a narcissist is not a trait.
Let's take a moment and examine the mental frame of our friend here that just got hidden, because you're on a mental health stream, buddy.
Yeah, I said
Do
that.
you think this is the time or place to talk shit about someone? We're here for solutions and connection, and that was not appropriate.
No.
Like he just wouldn't leave it.
Well, that speaks volumes for where he's at, right?
Yeah, of course. He says things like that as well. He comes into chat and says, "Oh, everybody hid me. They all blocked me and all that." And people haven't blocked him. I don't know what he says. This, yeah, no, that's then. But he said earlier that Ryan and Roger blocked him or something, or he blocked them. I don't know. I don't know what that's about.
So we should all Google right now quickly ways to help someone with paranoid delusion.
Do you know what, right?
Like,
So
Yeah.
what
Clearly.
he's doing, he's saying that people with
He
BPD
says,
are
I know
narcissists,
what he's saying
right?
is, I know what's wrong with you better than you know what's wrong with you.
No better than anybody knows what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is such thing as narcissistic personality disorder. Go look it up.
Absolutely.
She's acting crazy. Well, that's because some dickhead in my chat is telling me that I'm not what he says. Like
Who says that? Who says they're acting crazy?
You can't fix
like,
people like you fix a car. You can't just lift off the top of their head and drop in a new brain and think that because you're not feeling the depression that they're feeling that you can just fix them. It's a longer process than that. It's steps. It's reaching out in those moments of weakness and exposing yourself so that you can get some help.
Whose chat is
It's not about browbeating and making somebody feel like less than human.
Yeah. Whose
How's
chat
that
is
helping?
3 Minds in? Whose chat is 3 Minds in?
not mine.
Is it Michael's or Ryan's?
No, I don't think it is.
Ryan's? Because 3 Minds, she's not acting crazy at all.
Mine
Oh
is.
my days, right? Are you people with it? It's a mental health street.
that's my point, you know? And I brought Jay up to speed. He's like, these are the people that probably need help the most, really, as someone just kind of getting caught
I know,
up
but they
here.
need help the F away from me.
Especially in times like these, you know, my country
And-
is just
and
going
please-
crazy.
Please don't tell talk shit about my missus saying she's acting crazy. She's acting normal. There's nothing crazy about what she said.
She's acting normal. She is crazy.
I know. If
Tell
that
us
was
something we
crazy,
don't know.
wow. If that was crazy,
We love
I've
you,
been
crazy,
let off
crazy
with
and
that.
all.
I've been let off with a gentle one.
Screw being normal. No, but
Right.
I hear it. Hi, Jay.
when he's coming in and trying to diagnose me from what he sees on YouTube, like, give your head a wobble.
Hey Roger.
Roger is driving.
Have you got? Did you say you got anything? You've got something to look at it.
Yeah, Heron sent me some things.
What is it? Is it videos or websites or what?
It's videos.
Okay.
Let's pick one here quick, Vicky.
Hold on.
Come on.
Which one?
I don't know. Maybe the second one in the middle there. I started to watch the first one and it didn't seem super pertinent. But it did talk. I mean, you know what? Listen to me. How about pick which one you want?
The
I'm sure
truth
they're all
about
good.
mental illness. No, that's fine.
Yeah. That. Hold on. Yeah. It's good.
Okay, you're right. If she's acting crazy, if her acting crazy is normal, then yeah, she's acting. How the fuck am I acting? I don't
You're
even
not
know
thinking,
you,
you know.
weirdo.
Who is he?
I don't know, he's in
Who's this
Ryan's
dude?
chat, not mine.
The Ryan's chat, right? Chat. Can you get your chat told, Ryan?
That's why you're
Yeah,
quite
well-
popular, Vicky, you know. That's why they all know you, so they come after you.
I blocked somebody because he kept trying to diagnose me in a chat.
Yeah.
Get
It's
a
no
grip.
doctor.
Anyway, I'm not
He doesn't
looking at
know
your
you,
comment
Vicky.
because you're I don't know
No.
who you are.
Don't take it too personal. I just wanted to. You know, many people write shit in the text out down there, you know.
Yeah, don't take it personally. Don't like what other people think of you is none of your business. Think about that one. Fuck them. Sorry.
I'm Dr. Orion
Yeah,
Taraban, and
sorry.
this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is the truth about mental illness. So there are many things about mental illness that I think a lot of people don't understand. Dispelling
KK, I wish I could. He's not in my chat.
Who?
all of those misconceptions is
Who?
a tall order. But today I hope to
That
knock off
person
two
that
of them.
keeps talking
So if
shit
you're
about
dealing
me.
with mental illness or you know someone who is, this is an episode for you. Let's get to it. The first is one of psychiatry's dirty little secrets. If you're dealing with mild mental illness, if you're feeling down or unmotivated, if you're feeling stressed or on edge, if you're feeling less satisfied by your work or your relationships, chances are that your issue will resolve itself without any further intervention. In the literature, they call this
It's only 10 minutes,
spontaneous
Ryan.
remission. According to the research, the majority of mild mental illness will spontaneously remit.
It's the O2 summer sale. Pick up the Samsung.
I'll wait until
12 months, regardless of whether you talk to a therapist or start psychiatric medication or really do anything at all. And it's actually unclear how much faster, if at all, these problems resolve themselves when you add those interventions into the mix. As to my knowledge, those studies have not been conducted for a number of reasons. So that's misconception number one. Most minor issues tend to go away on their own. On the other hand, that's not necessarily true for moderate to severe mental illness. Not only may these problems not resolve themselves, but they may in fact worsen over time if no change is enacted. This may not sound like a very positive message. It gets positive near the end, but at the beginning, not so much, so you'll have to bear with me. But many moderate to severe mental illnesses might not be curable. There might not be some intervention or some combination of interventions that solve the problem once and for all. For better or worse, mental illness isn't like a physical infection where you can take a course of antibiotics and be done with the problem forever. Rather, mental illness might be more like a chronic disease that must be managed appropriately for the rest of your life. Consider a chronic disease like diabetes. There actually isn't a consensus on this, but many people believe that diabetes never goes away. Like
Well,
once
good
people
stuff.
become diabetic, they remain diabetic
Can
for the
you
rest
pause
of
it for
their
a sec,
life.
Vicky?
Yeah, that's what I
This can be
said.
a lot.
I did ask the pause as well.
You first.
I was just going to say about, well, it's what I know about diabetes. I mean, it was about diabetes. I don't know much. I can't go into medical things on here, but as far as I know, it doesn't go away. It's just controlled throughout your life, isn't it?
Well, that's why the odds are stacked, because most people aren't even in the position to understand what they're dealing with, right? They're either in denial or
Right.
they just think life is shitty, or, you know, they're just ill-equipped to do anything. They get caught in the patterns that, you know,
Yeah.
society provides readily for everyone to get caught in when they're in that mindset, you know? And the solution is that there isn't a solution, you know? It's something every day you have to learn to cope with, to
That's it.
recognize, you know, because if you're having a good day, you don't even realize you could, you know, oh, here's some bad news. Oh, I'm just gonna, you know, and you're destroying inside and you don't even recognize it till it's too late and you're, you know, causing a scene somewhere or crying, right?
Exactly. Because
So-
like you could be happy, right? You could be happy and you think nothing's going to ruin this day, right? But you're perfectly happy, everything's joyous, and just one tiny little thing can turn your mood completely 180 from being joyous to being
And
triggered or whatever to being completely depressed. You know,
Yep.
it can just turn, and you think nothing can change it, but somebody could say something little, and it might just affect you big. You know?
And that's the solution, really. Okay. There's no way to predict it or understand it, but just be ready for that without waiting for it and get better at it each time it happens.
Right.
But you know, you have to know the system makes you depressive. You know, if you're in the system, you're getting depressive. You know, and you don't know why you are getting depressive. That's
It's
why
on
I went.
purpose.
Yeah, that's on purpose, exactly. This is
Yeah.
MK Ultra, some shit, you know, that they pull over us, you know, about with television and
I
newspaper
try
and
not to
everything.
think about that.
Yeah,
Even
and
though
that's
I
why you're depressive.
you're right.
Yeah, and now you have to battle with this condition, yeah, your whole life, you know. But there is a solution. It's God, and it's the truth. It's the solution. Because since 15 years, I had not one day when I was bored, you know.
Mm. Yeah, well said.
Thank you.
The
No,
guy looks like he's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, he does. It looks like a nice place to live, actually. Doesn't it?
Mr. Super is embracing his crazy. That's the only thing we can do. We've got to embrace it, otherwise we'll just cry.
That's it. That's it.
To process, which is often why folks are assigned counselors when they're first diagnosed. In any case, there is a wide spectrum of response when it comes to dealing with diabetes. Some do nothing. All things being equal, their conditions deteriorate over time and they suffer the consequences. Others
Babe,
do a complete 180.
babe,
They change their lifestyles and alter their diet.
just quickly, you need to just tell YouTube a quick disclaimer. This is for educational purposes. No medical advice is given here at all. Say it.
Yeah, no medical advice. If you are struggling, please seek medical advice from your doctor.
yeah, we're not doctors. We're patients.
There you go. There you go. That'll do it.
Diets and regularly track their blood sugar levels and educate themselves on the factors that influence their insulin production, et cetera, et cetera. Now, people in this group can sometimes manage their diabetes so well that their relevant panels are indistinguishable from those who don't have diabetes. They might
Exactly.
remain diabetic their entire lives, but they don't.
I am beyond proud to launch a brand new.
That's one of the scam adverts. Ridiculous. One of the scam
Well, they're
adverts.
doing me nothing.
Mind
ever really
over
come into
power.
contact with the diabetes per se.
Babe,
This is because the
Babe.
disease is managed so
Babe.
well that it becomes
Yeah,
functionally.
Mike was talking.
I just said, you know, the
mind
mind
over power.
can make
Oh, okay. Sorry.
the mind can make all things happen to you. You know, you can move mountains with your mind. I like to say, it's
Your
true.
mind can be your best friend and your worst enemy.
That's true. That's true.
I'd
That's why.
rather say to move
That's why God
mountains
is
with
here, you know,
faith.
in your
Yeah.
life, and that's why you kind of have a belief. For me, it's like this, you know. This is my, you know, when I was alone, I always had one friend, you know, always. He never left me.
I
Yeah.
think for me, like I was told a couple of years back that I was hallucinating because if you look in a book at BPD, it will tell you that people can hallucinate and all this stuff.
Mm.
And I honestly started doubting myself, and I've never hallucinated, and I haven't. But because this mental health worker was telling me that I'd hallucinated, I then was checking with like my support worker and stuff, going, "Did this happen?" And she's like, "Yeah, why are you asking?" And I'm like, "Because this woman said that I hallucinated," and she's like, "No, it happened." And like I'd never even thought maybe I'd hallucinated until this person was telling me you hallucinated, and I didn't. And it was bizarre.
You should listen to yourself, right? There is some things you call dreaming, you know, and sometimes I too was in a drug-induced state, you know.
Yeah.
I was hallucinating, and I didn't, you know, but for me it was real, you know. For me, I really, you know, I was there. So how can he say he was? You know, this makes no sense to me, you know, because even if I didn't had this experience, so I can say no, I didn't. So I know what I know. You know, it's important. Don't lose it. I got some friends who they lost it completely. They're now in La La Land.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my cousin, who's not here anymore,
Sorry.
he was diagnosed in his 20s with schizophrenia, and his brother had been diagnosed years before. and he'd been to Germany working, and he was off his head on stuff, and he came back a completely different person, and he thought people were after him, and he'd gone to down by London, and he rang his mom, and he was going, these people are coming to get me, they're surrounding my car.
Yeah.
And there was nobody there, and yeah, it happened.
You know, these people, really experience this anger, this fear. You know, I've
Yeah.
seen these eyes. I've seen it. You know,
Yeah, the police
they're
have
different.
to come get
They're
him.
not anymore in there. You know, this is a different person.
Yeah,
was
definitely. Like, I remember when I first had a mental breakdown, and I'd never had a panic attack. I'd never had any of these things, and all of a sudden it was all there, and like, I didn't want to be here. There was loads of things happening, and I was just in a really bad place. And,
help. Some people can fuck up and go to hell.
but some people think that you just doing it for attention and stuff, and it's like, if I wanted attention, I'd do something better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just
Nobody
talking here
wants
like this
you.
because this is a channel for this. I'm not talking outside of this, you know, like this. Yeah, it's just here.
No, and that's the thing. Like,
It's good to open, like you said.
this is why I get annoyed when people come in chat and stuff and start saying things like crazy, or you haven't got this because I'd know, and like, you're not a psychiatrist.
But they are right. I am crazy in my own rights, right? So,
But if you're going to go and do stuff like that, do it somewhere else, because you don't know. Just because somebody is one way when you see them on a stream,
but I
doesn't
wouldn't hurt
mean that
somebody,
them
you know.
all day, every day. Do you think every actor you see on telly goes home and lives a happy, wonderful life? Because it's not reality.
No, it's not. But I can think as it's best for me, you know. I don't need the best life. I don't need the
No.
you know, the flower. No, I don't need. But I need the life, you know, for myself, that I feel comfortable where I am. Of course.
Yeah, and you have to, hi Chillin, you have to prioritize your mental health, and you do, especially when
Also,
you
yeah,
have.
of course. But I'm aware of it, and this is the most important thing you can, you know. First step is to get aware of it, that you are ill. This is a very hard step for most of people
I
who
think
have an illness.
for me, like, I learned different coping mechanisms for certain things, and for me they work. For other people they probably wouldn't, but you've got to find something that's good for you. And I think understanding your condition as well is a big thing.
Again, babe, no advice. Remember.
And find your
No,
medication
it's
and
not
everything.
good
Everything
advice.
tells us a story, you know, because I know how hard it is to go through this process. I know it's. I've done it too.
Hi Jim. Right.
Cool stuff.
Invisible.
Yeah.
That said, if these folks were to lapse into old behavior patterns, if they were to start binging on sugary foods, or stop managing their stress, or start bungling their insulin maintenance, then the syndrome of diabetes would resurface. Maybe not immediately, but within a few weeks or a few months, they would be dealing with an acute disease process. The bad news is that these folks might not ever be able to take their feet off the gas. They kind of have to keep doing the good things and not doing the bad things forever, or suffer the consequences. However, the good news is that if they find a way to do this, they can functionally live their lives like anyone who doesn't suffer from the same disease. If you're interested in taking your understanding to the next level, I would encourage you to check out the Captain's Quarters, my members-only self-improvement community. Now, this isn't just supported by the literature, it's backed up by my own personal experience as well. Like someone might consider himself a diabetic, I consider myself a depressive. I struggled with severe depression for many years, mostly in my teens and 20s, and I'm very happy to report that I haven't been depressed for a very long time. Knock on wood. That said, I don't think I'm out of the woods. In fact, I've come to accept that there is a tendency, a vulnerability to depression that lives inside of me and might not ever go away for as long as I live.
That's the key.
Hence, I consider myself a
Yeah.
depressive. And on some level, it's this acceptance that helps me stay non-depressed.
Yeah, it is. And I think when you've suffered with it, you know it. Do you know what I mean? Like some people don't, because like we were saying earlier, some people don't even know they're depressed. And until they know, they're not gonna be able to deal with it. And that's the thing. Like, but yeah, living with it, it's hard, but you gotta do the best you can and just keep trying to be better mentally. Don't put yourself in situations that make you worse, more depressed, because it's no good for you.
And if you're
As believing
screwing
I
up,
was
forgive yourself. You know,
That's
if you're
the thing, though.
if you're doing a horrible job of it, don't beat yourself up. You know,
But
start
we all
over.
screw up. It's life. We're not perfect. But yeah, I think a lot of us are our own biggest critic, and that's in the good and the bad, you know. And when you do screw up, you punish yourself, and you shouldn't. Like, you have to forgive yourself for doing it. Because we talk about forgiving others, but do we forgive ourselves for the screw ups? Cookie's like, no.
somehow invulnerable to depression might motivate me to do certain things that would make it more likely for the depression to return.
These adverts. Oh. I keep losing my what do we call it? You know, my pointer. Oh my days. Yes, PJ, when you
However,
need
because
it.
I have accepted the reality of my
You're
condition,
no good at
and
this.
because I have made a number of changes to my life over the years, I haven't had to deal with depression for quite some time. I managed the depression so well that it has functionally become invisible. But invisible is different from eradicated. If I were to stop doing these things, I am absolutely certain the depression would return. Maybe not immediately, but within a few weeks or a few months, I would be dealing with an acute episode. That's just the way it is. And just what did I do to pull this off? I know some of you might be curious. The things I did were, on the one hand, behavioral, and on the other hand, cognitive. Behavioral change meant that I had to start doing certain things and I had to stop doing certain other things.
Yep.
First and foremost, I had to stop doing drugs.
Yep.
It's actually very difficult to resolve an acute depression when you're still using mind-altering substances, including weed. These drugs
That's all of
numb
you.
you, sapping your motivation and accommodating you to the status quo. If you're used to taking them, things will get worse when you stop. But it's precisely the acuteness of that misery that can help you break free of a situation that no longer serves you.
Many
On the
people
other
got
hand,
problems
things I
with
had to do
drugs
included
and depression.
I know,
many
but as
Yeah,
probably
I
the
like
only
one of them.
person here, or one of the only people here, who doesn't smoke weed, I kind
Yeah.
of disagree.
I don't need
Like-
it every day, but sometimes I like it.
Look, the people I know who smoke weed, they're quite chill.
In jail?
Like PJ smokes it.
I know, like it for sure.
I don't. Only because I don't like the
Wait,
feeling.
Sam,
But it's
PJ,
healthy. It's really
no,
healthy.
I don't think he is. I bet he isn't in person. He might
What?
seem like he's on. I bet you PJ's not as chill as you think he is. If you saw him in person, I bet you would. I bet you'd think differently of him. I bet.
Oh, completely. Like PJ.
You know what I'm
PJ
saying?
likes
Like,
a lot of things.
You say what you want, and he's the sweet little guy and everything. But I bet you, if you got him in a corner and you said something stupid, he'd probably let you know.
Hi, horse. Oh no, don't get me wrong. Like, no, like PJ would take no shite in real life from anybody. He's too nice on YouTube a lot of the time where I'm not. But in real, like that, I don't know if any of you are aware, PJ got a threat from somebody on Facebook saying that you don't live far from me, I'm gonna watch you back and that. And PJ is on a stream and gave him his whole address. It's like, you live about an hour away, I'll wait. And the bloke didn't come. And PJ, like that, he wouldn't take no shit. But on YouTube, he takes shit, and that does my nothing.
I like PJ. He's cool.
Forming
He is.
I would hope we all act like grown men whenever something like that comes along, like somebody confronts us like that we all make the right decision and we don't knock someone out for no reason before we find out what their malfunction is, right? It's a lot of times you can fix that, but
there
you know
is stuff I would not say online because I would implicate myself in something I don't want to be implicated in. Or him. So, no, certain situations, nah.
I live with it. It's okay.
Like, even years before me and PJ got together, there was somebody had done something to me, and PJ made sure I got my own back. It was a man, by the way.
healthy relationships with non-using friends, finding a place to belong, identifying an overarching purpose to my life, getting
Bye, Heart Earth.
daily exercise, eating nutritious food, and cultivating some material success. Like, as a broke, lonely, addicted, struggling actor, I'd be more surprised if I wasn't depressed. I was adrift, invisible, and near the bottom of nearly every social status hierarchy. Now, changing that didn't happen overnight, but what was the alternative? My life as it was intolerable. So on some level, I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. Over time, I was able to transform the various vulnerability factors that kept me mired in depression into resilience factors that reduced the likelihood of the depression ever coming back. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't a linear path, but it was worth it. At the same time, to support these behavioral changes, I had to make a number of cognitive changes as well, including silencing my critical inner voice, facing certain fears and self-limiting beliefs, increasing my capacity.
How do you silence your inner voice, your critical inner voice? We need to know that.
I think he said it's not a linear process, right? Like, there's no flow chart or, you know, you can't just put a poster up on the wall and follow the bouncing ball, you know?
There actually is. If you go a long time therapy, you have to do this all the day. You know, you got you rinse and repeat.
But the application is always different, right? There's never going to be the same scenario that you're presented with,
Yes,
right?
you're in the kitchen. You're in the kitchen and doing this for like how long you want, like 1.5 years is the best scenario that you keep that going, you know. And then they will, how they told me, they want to integrate me in the social society, you know. This is what's about, because I was different than others, so they had to integrate me in this social network again, but they failed. And that's what I'm proud of, you know.
I think
they failed. They completely failed.
It's hard though, isn't it? It's all right. Like, we can look at him and think, oh, he's got, you know, he's good now. But like he said, he's always going to have it. There's always a chance that it's going to come back, and it's accepting that and dealing with it daily. Like,
of course.
And the more you deal with it, the easier it gets. And whether it's talking to somebody,
not always, you know,
or whatever, going for a run, or Ryan chopping wood.
Like Aaron said, it's not a linear process. This is not a linear process. This is right.
No, and each person has to find their thing. But Ryan likes chopping wood. We all know that.
Yeah, cool.
It's a fact.
Yeah, if it relaxes him.
Does it a lot.
Right, Ryan? Keeps healthy.
Like Heron goes swimming in lakes
Cool stuff.
because she likes doing it. You know, there's
like
all
to-
different things.
I like to go in the woods and put my tent, you know, a fire, and then I like that.
We're not going to talk about what I do.
What?
Yeah, I do it half a year.
We're not going to talk about me.
Yeah.
I kind of decorate when I'm in my own head.
Hmm.
I like to do things like cleaning, and I'm a bit OCD. So, yeah, OCD, Ryan. I'm that weird, right? I have tea towels in my house that are pure.
I wish I had that. I wish I wasn't a pack rat and I wasn't a slob, but I am. I'll admit it. I have to be constantly messed with and yelled at and told and insulted all the time just to keep me on track most of the time. My wife has a hell of a time. Ask her. She's told me before that it's like taming a monster. And I say, well, you know. And then my daughter grows up and she's the same way, only she's female. So now we have two completely crazy people that just running around the house with emotions going up and down. And it's a whole lot of fun sometimes. I'll tell you that.
I know, but would you be you without it? No. And that's the thing. Like, no matter what, everything has made us who we are today, whether it was good or bad. And would you care that much if you hadn't gone through it? No. I don't think you would. I don't think people would, like, if people didn't know what it felt like to be depressed or something, would they be that bothered about somebody else?
What are you asking? Are you asking would I give up? Would I give up all the? Wait. Would I give up all the good memories to go back and change it or something? Like, is that what you're like?
But would you? Because I wouldn't.
I'd love to go back and try again, but I think I'd screw it up just a different way. So I think the best way to do it is just keep the ones I've gotten and make better ones, right? Like, isn't that like the better logical thing to do? Even though I get crazy and I do the opposite, but right?
No, but I think as people, if we understand how somebody else, hi Jay, if we understand how somebody else feels because we've been through it, then we're more likely to sit and listen and to talk them through it. Do you know what I mean? No.
Well, it depends on it. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm always out to help people, and usually that's what gets me out of my funk the best is to get me involved in helping someone else that has the same kind of problem that I'm having at the same time, and all of a sudden I'll just snap out of it sometimes.
I'm glad I'm not the only person that says
there's times like where my wife has done or something's happened where it snapped me right back. You know, like I got triggered and the switch got flipped, and then after a day or two or whatever, someone flipped the switch back, and it was like, whoa, what happened? You know, like normally it goes the opposite. Normally it only goes one way. The switch only goes down. It doesn't go like back up again quickly. You know what I'm saying? And once it goes down, it goes all the way down. You know what I'm saying? So, because then I crash because of my emotions get the best because I spend all my time absorbing all the negative energy and dwelling on it and thinking about it and worrying about it. All that shit, you know, like that whole thing that you do, and then you go around and clean it, or you do whatever you do, or you go like a little crazy, right? And then you kind of like fight it off for a while, and then after a while it just gets to you. You just get to like, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired of trying to like chase the dragon and trying to, you know, catch that feeling, you know, trying to find that switch that'll flip me back the other way. It's like, I'm manic and I'm enjoying it, but I'm affecting everybody else because when I get manic too long, then I get weird. So I have to depress or go back down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. That's the only way I can explain it. So I guess in that sense, if you think that means that I have bipolar, then okay, I'll accept that. But
no,
I mean,
I'm not a psychiatrist, unlike Lumpy.
Me neither, but I'm saying, you know, like that's what the doctors told me. It was either that or ADHD or both. But I mean, I don't remember seeing that in my file. I just remember him coming and talking to me about it. But you know,
a lot of times though, people like I've known people that still haven't got a diagnosis and they need a diagnosis.
Because sometimes the problems that you have are easy enough dealt with,
by simpler ways that you wouldn't think of. But when you get a hold of some people that have their brain together and they've thought about it and they've analyzed it and they've tried helping people with it and then they worked it out better and it's worked, you know, like Alcoholics Anonymous, I stopped drinking because of that. You know, there's a lot of things that help me out. Helping other people, getting involved. You know, AA made me want to get involved, and you know, you go through a process where you help other people and you take people that are out. You do things for people. You help your community. That's all part of it. And if it's done right, it got me sober. I really believe that. So I mean, you know, like I look at it that way. I look at it, and sometimes I have to just be able to put down my own emotions and help other people. And so every event that happens around me, it's like you have that's the option that I have. Me and you both, once we come in contact with each other, it can either be a good thing, you know what I'm saying, where like I react right and then you react, you know, properly, and then we get along and we end up being friends over it. Or sometimes, you know, like we contrast because I have a different idea in my mind and you're like, you have no idea what I'm thinking, but I respond to you in a weird way and then I set you off, you know what I'm saying, because I'm acting all aggressive or something because I'm thinking, you know, whatever, my brain is somewhere else. And you know what I'm saying?
But we can both be like that though, and that's the thing. Like, but it's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean?
No, but
also
but yeah, when you get alone and you don't want to dwell on your own, because when I do that too, like I'll lay around and I won't do nothing. I won't talk to anybody. I'll just kind of like nothing. I won't do anything. I'll play video games on my phone and I'll just lay in my room and just lay in there and feel sorry for myself. That's what I'll do it, basically. You know, and then I'll end up getting cramps and all kinds of physical injuries because my brain is messing with me. You know, and then I'll snap out of it and I'll be like, you know, why do I do this to myself? Why do I let myself? And then I'll be like, well, it's not because there's something wrong with me or because I'm empathetic or whatever you want to call it. I always try to tell myself that it's just because I'm selfish and I keep doing the wrong things and then I feel guilty and then that's what makes me crash again, right? And I keep telling myself that I can control this somehow if I could just make the right decisions. And then there's other times where I'm just like, I don't care anymore. It's like, you know what? I can't do it anymore. Because it's like everything frustrates me and I get everybody's in my head, right? Everything that people say, it just echoes and echoes. And I got that voice in my head, even though it's just me in there trying to tell myself what to do and how to do it. It's like, it's just echo. I'll just have that one thing that you said to me that made me feel shitty. And I'll sit and let it echo in my head until I actually say something rude to you or I offend you because of that comment. But I never even brought it up and even asked you what you meant. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know how that works, right?
Overthinkers, I hate overthinking and I have to do anything to stop it. Like for me, because it's just me and the dog that live here. If I'm on my own, I have to have noise because I can't deal with silence and I can't.
Yeah, I agree. I like fans and things. Yeah.
Even like to the point when I go to bed, I put the telly on or I listen to an audiobook or I put sleep music on or whatever. Because the silence for me, is my worst nightmare.
It's not golden.
Really is.
Not golden because when your mind is empty and you can't hear anything at all. Well, sometimes I have to hear silence, but most of the time, if you don't hear anything, it'll drive you nuts. Like you've got to have something to focus on for your brain to like be satisfied that there's something going on in the room that I can attach myself, like anchor myself, you know, in consciousness so that when I sleep, I don't freak out and jump out of bed, you know, like.
Even when I sit in the garden, I have to have music on. I cannot deal with silence and I can't.
I guess it depends on the situation. I do prefer music, I'll admit that. And most of the time I'm either listening to some kind of storyline or a book or music. But I'll have to admit, if there's other people around, then I'll end up talking to them, and then I'll get distracted, of course. But yeah, I guess when I'm really hyper focused, music does help me because then once I get like memorize the song and all that, and I don't have to sit there and think about it. Then yeah, I end up singing along, and then I just go crazy. I'll sit out in the garage for months and do all kinds of crazy stuff just so I can listen to my music and sit by myself and think about it.
Music helps
I'll
me
be
a lot.
hyper-focused on you, you know, and then I'll be hyper-focused on something else, and then it's something else, and it's something else, and it's like, and I'm surrounded by all these little hyper-focused areas where I've done like little piles of stuff here and there, and tools here and there, all over the yard where I've started projects, and I've got all excited, and I'm going to get them done, and I just don't want to do it anymore, and I bounce around and drive myself crazy. But
Mr. Super was saying,
You wonder why I like I smoke weed. That's why, because it mellows me out a little bit. Sometimes it wires me up too, but I can't help it.
Well, weed doesn't give me the paranoia thing. To me, if weed became a problem, it became a bondage where I couldn't do without it no matter what. That's when I'd stop. That's
Right.
if it became something I became
Well, no.
dependent on.
Paranoid? I don't get paranoid anymore.
Can
No,
I,
never.
Right
Paranoid
now,
done. When I was a
can
kid,
Mr.
yeah.
Super, can Mr. Super please say what he was going to say about music, please?
Absolutely. Sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, I just said that music really helps me a lot, and it's a topic that you can take on so many levels. Like it can be as simple as just a melody you heard as a child, or something so complex it's like a lifetime to get your head around. But it's such a playground for your mind when you really start to listen to music on that level.
Very true. Nice. Yeah.
It's sort of a playground in your mind.
It's a different world, right? Yeah. You can dive right in.
I agree. I wish I was more musically talented. I've just brushed it, like I can play the piano a little bit, but I'm not anything like I can't sit and play a whole song enough. But I really want to learn and stuff, but I'm just stubborn. I'm lazy and stubborn, but I want. I just want. I want attention. I want to be able to play piano and feel good about myself, and and then at the same time, I don't want to do anything, and I want to sit on my ass and play video games.
But do you know what though?
Hey, Roger.
Like, hi, Rog. Mr.
Hey, guys.
Super said music really helped him, but don't you think your music helps other people? Like,
What's it doing?
for any musician, like,
I'm absolutely certain. In fact, I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, and it's like some of the pieces that I do are like I'm inspired to do them. Like I feel like I'm compelled. I absolutely have to do them, and it's not until after I put them out that I find that it reached the one soul it was intended to. Hey, it's great that the rest of you got to hear it, but it really wasn't for you.
but that's like, that shows how powerful music is. That not only does it help you, but it helps other people. And even if it is one person that it clicks with and it makes them feel better.
Yeah,
that's a
look
beautiful
what music
thing.
does on the world
Sometimes I
stage.
play really old, dusty, rusty songs. I pull out from the middle of like nowhere, and I'll play them. I'm like, nobody's even going to know this song. It's like from my childhood, and I'm over 60, so like the majority of people who will hear it have never heard it. But there's always, like I said, the one or the two that will leave a comment like, "This took me back to my childhood, and I didn't think anybody could, remembered this song, much less could play it, and thank you so much." You know what I mean? So yeah, I know a lot of my pieces have touched the soul they were intended for.
Oh, of course.
I
always play
honestly,
Super Stuff. I always play Heaven Soft, Super Stuff. But Super was the original. When I started playing music, it started from Super's page until I got through all his music, and now I wait for him to put out new ones.
Yeah, that's your official music sponsor there for about a year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Absolutely. Every single day I did Mr. Super Sidewinder until I got through all his songs. And then I started doubling up on them until I got more people like Heron and Mr. Cheswick and all that. Yeah. But yeah,
kudos to you, because I know like I know you weren't real crazy about some of the True Kings songs, even though we ended up putting out over 2 full albums of True Kings. But even though you weren't crazy about those, you even played those. So thank you so much.
Of course, absolutely. Some of the True Kings I like, but some of them I think are just not me. But that doesn't, just because they're not me, doesn't say I'm not going to play them. They're going to hit someone else. You know what I mean?
I have a favorite of all the True King songs. I do have a favorite. So it's called "Close My Eyes." It's the original "Close My Eyes" that we did. It's got like a psychedelic purple and whatever color on the thumbnail.
I know.
I tell everybody we really invented a genre there. I call it blues rap. That's pretty good.
I got a question for Super right quick. Is music your aeroplane?
Is it my what?
Aeroplane. You never heard that before? Is music is my aeroplane?
It's your bicycle.
No. I'm talking about the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
You guys heard anybody say that God is my co-pilot? I tell everybody who says that, and I haven't heard it in a while, but like it's stuck in my mind the last couple of days. Listen, if God is your co-pilot, you're in the wrong seat.
Yeah. Oh, music.
Musical.
That's Mr. Super. Chilling's confused.
Why?
So I can't see Mojo, can't see Ryan, can't see.
It depends what chat you're in, Heron. Chilling. Because like there's 3 people doing the
Sorry,
stream. It's typically Mike and Ryan. So it depends where. If you're in Ryan's chat, you won't see the chat from here except on the screen. So I think you won't come through on your YouTube side. It'll only come through on the side or on the screen itself on the overlay.
I played a lot in the last year. You know, I got a fresh new electric guitar, and I'm playing with this now.
Ooh, nice.
That's good. Nice.
I was trying to ask you
Yeah,
earlier,
like you said,
Mike.
music makes me happy.
Are you and Chris going to do any more shows?
Oh, you know, yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You know,
man.
not with Chris, but I will continue it, you know, as best as I can. I'm
course.
just rearranging, you know, because my brother is not good, you know.
No, I did think that. I mean, I didn't want to ask, but I did kind of think that. The last time I seen him, I did say it privately to Vicky. I said a few things that I thought. I'm not going to say it out here, but that I thought, and I kind of think I was right by the way you're talking. You know,
Many
I think
people
you know what I'm
don't
talking about. You know,
know, it's okay. It's okay. You know, that's why we're here, right?
No,
It's too bad though, man. I like you guys stuff. No, serious.
Mhm.
Yeah. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just trying to get the why they're not doing it.
Is that right, Graham? This is a place for beta males, in it. PJ's the ultimate beta male. Is that right, Graham? Piss off.
What?
Graham.
Right.
Going on about me
Just
being
an
a
idiot.
Grammy?
Yeah, Graham. He's just being a prick as usual.
Oh,
An absolute prick,
It-
Graham.
you
used
see-
to be all right, Graham.
You see, these guys are brain
You think
crazy.
you can come and be racist, and you think you got to call me out and tell me I'm a beta? I'm a beta. Say it to my face, you prick. Say it to my
Babe,
face.
ignore him. Ignore him. He's trying to get a reaction.
I don't give
He's
a
not
shit.
even
Say it to my
worth it.
face.
He's not
Come
even
see me.
worth it. Look, ignore him.
Well, I guess in that case, I'm a beta male too, right? That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Push him out. Get rid of him.
Well, I can't. It's not my chat.
Who's Chatsy and Ryan?
It's Ryan's, I think.
He's got a spanner, ain't you?
I have. But it's not my chat.
Ryan's not in here.
Just an idiot.
No, he's not. I can go over to Ryan's. Let's see.
Do it, Rog.
No, I'm there. I'm there.
Take the trash out.
Oh, PJ's got it.
No need.
Graham, you're an alpha troll. That's about it.
Yeah, Alpha Troll.
Keyboard
Don't
warrior.
convince me a real alpha. If you call yourself by alpha, beta, is sigma, then I think you're a knob anyway. An absolute knob to call yourself alpha.
Talk about feelings here. We got everything, guys. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he's
Graham's
nothing wrong.
obviously got
He's
nothing
nice.
better to do than be a little troll.
Yeah, exactly.
He had to go to Ryan's because he's banned here.
Not in Ryan's, he's in Michael's.
Oh, is it?
Michael's?
He's in
Oh,
Michael's chat, yeah.
My chat.
Hey, in your chat.
Yeah. Graham. Try me a
Mike, he's
span
in
on
your
you.
chat. Can you
Oh,
get rid
shut
of him?
up, Graham. See what I mean, Graham? Graham, how old are you? How
From
old
where
are
are
you?
you?
You act like a freaking child,
And then I
dude.
will
You
explain
come on
why
here
it's
just to
not
troll me.
possible.
You come on here just to troll me. We're doing a mental health stream and you come on to troll. You're as bad as the anti-flat earthers, you prick. You're as
You're
bad
absolutely
as the
a dickhead.
anti-flat earthers. To
come
be
on.
honest, I don't even think you are a flat
Get an
earther.
adult, okay? Be a little bit more, you know this thing in the brain, not okay, the brain. No, it's yeah.
Well, it doesn't take a brain to act like that at all.
Yeah, yep. Because this has nothing to do with anything, and we.
Look,
Well, you see what I mean? He can call me a panty. Oh, big words. I'm just a small boy.
I know, but look at his channel. Like,
You
there's no
come see
information
me.
on it.
I offered you first. You come see me.
Yeah, how? Where are you? Give me your number, please.
Oh, Mr.
You
Super.
know, exact. Thank you, Mr. Super. Thank you.
Because I need to go there, you know, I need to take a plane.
Math, he's supposed to be a flat earther, but he's not.
Yep.
Really?
He's a troll.
That's
He's
right.
a cock-sucking troll.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't see him in regular chat. Where the hell? Yeah.
I've blocked him. I can't see him on mine.
Yeah.
Because
That's what you can do. Jesus. Help me.
no, like there's a group of them. We all know them. We all know exactly where they come from. David Banner's channel.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even
and
listen
they're
to
all
them.
fake flat earthers that do nothing but troll people in other people's chat.
I like the people in the chat who are nice to me, and the rest I just ignore. For real.
Graham, how would you know what my mouth is like, you fucking faggot?
Everybody has the same mouth and ass, dude.
See what I mean? See what I mean? If for you to say that about a woman, that just makes you the biggest troll going, Graham. Hey, can you do me a favour, Mike?
No.
Can you type in Vicky's chat so I can go over to yours and
Look,
ban
he
it?
can come on, and he can, yeah.
No, but
Yeah,
like,
well,
that's the thing.
type in Vicky's chat for
Graham,
me so I can use your name.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Put your type in there. Go on Vicky's.
Yeah, just say hello in Vicky's, just Vicky's chat.
We'll get your channel and go over.
Green 9, come in here. I want to talk to
Graham
you.
don't like the truth, does he? That is a little
No,
bit.
this is not. Talks about women because he can't. Talks about women being funny and calling you a pussy.
Hey, you know what though? At least
Shut-
CJ
see
gets
what I
funny.
mean?
You probably
Shut-
ain't never had one.
Shut up, you beta. Is that all you can say? Is you be? Do you think beta really upsets me, bro? What an absolute arsehole.
It's better than being
What's
a
a
sad
dick?
little troll.
Mate, can you say hello in Vicky's chat? Just so I can click on your name.
You mean the screamy guy, all right?
Yeah, no, just type
Yeah,
in Vicky's
can
chat.
you
Just type
get
in
rid of
Vicky's YouTube chat. Just type in Vicky's YouTube chat. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, you really are scum. You sad little bastard.
Junkie killer bet.
You sad little
Oh my
bastard.
goodness. Oh my
You
goodness.
sad fuck.
Do you know what I mean? It shows you how bad they are because he knew this information about me before, but never
Yeah.
said nothing while he was in my chats. It's only
cares?
because he got banned from my chat for being a racist prick
Aye.
that he's doing
Who's-
this.
Whose
TJ,
chat is he in?
And the
He's
See the
in
troll.
mics.
That's why I'm trying to get Mike to type in chat so I can go over and ban the
Got
prick.
it.
Oh,
Because
Benton.
I'm
Okay,
not sub to Mike, so I can't just go
Sorry,
over there.
sorry. So slash Benton, all right?
You banned him.
No, I
You
have
need to ban him in your chat, Mike.
Yeah.
You need to go to your own chat in YouTube
Yes.
and ban him.
So I
For
type,
anybody that
Yeah.
not aware,
what do I type?
Just say hi.
click on his name.
Click on his name and hide user.
Oh, I
PJ
like
the
that.
Killer. PJ the Killer. Put it up there. You sound like Brenda. Brenda said the same thing. Oh my goodness, you say the same things as Brenda.
Hold
you
on.
little numpty.
Before you ban him, I want pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
PJ, can I say something right quick? Nobody knows the circumstances that happened and all of that, so they're running their mouth off on crap, dude. That's all it
PJ,
is.
the THE Killer.
A what? That's stupid, dude.
Yeah, it's just stupid. I know. Not worth it.
Man, the truth. You're the truth now, Graham. Huh? All right, dude.
Worth this?
He's got a high and mighty attitude, dude. For real.
I don't know.
And he's not humble at all. He thinks he's better than everybody. He comes off saying
Ban
that-
the truth. No, just ban a cock-sucking troll.
Yeah.
Just a troll.
Yeah, it's just an outsider.
Like another
But
lizard.
thank you, though, because now Mr. Super knows what you are, and so does everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how's Miss Heron doing? I'll say hi to you right quick since I've seen you.
Matt, he's
drawer.
blocked in my chat. He can't get in my chat because he's banned. So he's gone in Mike's because
Yeah, PJ's
Soon
taking
he'll
care of it.
be banned everywhere.
so
Coming to a town near you.
don't worry, I've screenshotted all his comments. I've took pictures, so
Tequila.
I will be making sure that all
Tequila.
Flat Earth channels know exactly what Graham really is.
Yes.
Dude, Grammy, dude, I've been hanging out with Vicky and PJ since I got it into the flat earth stuff, dude. Especially Oakley. He sent me over to Flatzoids, and I ran into
Do you know
PJ
what
and
makes
Vicky.
me laugh
You know?
though? Right? See these people, we have nothing to do like him. If it's a him, I think he's a little bitch personally.
How do I ban this person?
Click on his name in your chat.
Yeah.
And then it should say timeout, hide from channel.
I cannot select him, you know. I cannot. It's grayed out. It's not like a link or something.
No, if you go in your chat
and click
in
on
your
his name.
YouTube chat.
YouTube chat.
What was that? Sticky Vicky. Lol, who cares what you think? Obviously you dickhead, because you're fucking watching me. Duh.
It's people that are insecure that make quotes like this. That's why they do it.
The controller. Oh, look at you, you little bitch.
Can you send me the link, please, Vicky?
For yours?
For the YouTube link here.
It's on your channel. See this. See this, everybody. This is what it's really all about. Look. I'm proud of my 2 kids, mate.
You see, when I go to the chat, I cannot select him.
I'll get you Vicky's channel so you can type in there. Hold on.
He's not in my chat. He's in Mike's chat.
Yeah, I know, but he PJ wanted him to type in your chat, didn't he?
Yeah, but PJ's gone somewhere.
Yeah, he went to go try to take care of this prick. So I'm going to put it in the private chat so you can click on Vicky's channel. And
I don't know why. It's just called.
Start typing. I'll get to your channel.
Just
I'll get rid of
the fact that I've got
let's see.
Asian kids.
Yeah, that's Vicky's link.
Yeah,
that's I heard. I know why.
Okay, Mike, I just typed in your chat.
I see it.
Oh, but now I don't see Graham in there. Are you sure? I don't think he's in Mike's channel.
He's gone, right?
He's in Ryan's channel. I'll go to Ryan's channel.
Oh, Ryan's channel. Sorry.
Oh, you need to go in Ryan's channel.
Yeah, it's just Soups.
You need to go in Ryan's channel.
Soups and Lord Racer.
All right.
But I cannot. I don't see him.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, it's not in your. It's not in your chat, Mike.
All right.
It's got to be Ryan's. I'm a dope and don't know how to stream it to my channel, so I know it's not in there.
I'm just trying all the time, you know. Sometimes I put on, sometimes I put off. Most of the time when I'm gaming.
I got to get to the right Ryan Sargent. It always gives me a million.
Love you.
Did PJ get over there?
No? His internet's gone off. Thank you though, Graham, because all of this will be on my next video. Because I'm going to show everybody what you really are.
How many subs has Ryan got in his channel?
I don't know. But you is one sad fuck.
Sounds like it. That's not Ryan.
Nah, I need time to get to flat Earth, you know.
Cool. What is Ryan's channel? Why I feel like I'm
It's just Ryan. It's just Ryan Sargent. I know that.
Yeah.
Hi, Thomas.
It's just like he gives me like 30 different Ryan Sargents when I pull it up. And I got to weed through them all. He never posts anything or does live streams, so I never get notifications.
Thomas, you have a spanner now. But yeah, look, this is Graham, everybody.
Smile, Graham.
Asian, you're ashamed to say, why would I be racist when I've got kids that are Asian, you dickhead?
Is he Asian? Is what he's saying?
He's saying, because I've got Asian kids, he's being racist about Asians.
He just sounds like a racist to me. That's all that is. That's projection, right?
Look.
Hey, Mojo's in.
Graham, don't worry. I'll be reporting your channel. Like,
listen to him.
You're scum, mate.
Yeah.
Literal scum. I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. I'd let you burn and I'd stand and fucking watch. Hello? Oh, well. Mike.
Chop, shakti shaka. It's like boom shaka laka.
I don't know how to do it.
Did you get into Mike's chat?
Love you. Because he can't get in. I don't know.
What is that, Mike? It's got to be Ryan.
Right, love you.
I'll call Ryan. Hold on.
All right, love you. Bye. He could have blocked you though. Because if he's blocked you, you can't see him.
Okay.
And that's the kind of thing that
Because
thing
I'm
does.
open and I
Yeah,
don't see him.
like thanks for that. That's content for my next video. Calling out the dirty fucking racist.
Yeah, that's troll behavior, especially if you block everybody that runs the channel.
I tell ya, see if he come to my door and said that, he wouldn't be walking away.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Idiots.
I tell you, when it comes to my kids and stuff, do you know what?
To do this.
Gloves are off, mate. I would do life for my kids.
Well,
there you go. And one of them kids is dead, you thick twat. So not only are you disrespecting one of my kids, you're disrespecting a dead one as well.
Ryan's going to knock him out right now. He's going to take him off the channel.
Hi, Spud. Hi, Spud. Can you see what Graham is calling me here, look, on the screen? You know that Graham that's always in flats, isn't that? Absolute scum. Wow. See what these people do, though?
That's
What
it.
fucking
Get a job, Paggy Shagger. Is that what you're saying? You're telling me you're not a troll? What an absolute imbecile. Right. Goodbye, dude. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Ryan will have him out in a minute.
You're not banned, but you're not in the chat anymore because the chat's shut.
Yeah.
Bye now. Take that down now. He's gone.
I can't because I can't see it.
What do you mean you can't see? The one on the screen.
I've got it.
You're weird, though.
Wow. That was not what was expected.
No.
He knocked him out for 30 minutes. Yeah.
I'm just.
Unlink the channel.
30 minutes for?
I think it's what he did. It gave him time out for 30 minutes.
You timed who up?
I'm guessing Graham.
Graham wasn't in his chat.
Whose chat was he in?
It says it's maybe because I've blocked him. So how come I could see him on mics if I've blocked him? How come I could see what he was saying? Oh, it's because it was coming through the
platform,
StreamYard.
you know. Yes.
That's why I couldn't see him.
Yes, it's another platform, you know, what's running on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I had to shut your side down, your side down, so he couldn't be in there.
Yeah, I got the page open, and you know I don't see his name in the normal chat from YouTube, but
I've shut it down. I've shut it down now. Anyway, I've shut it down now on that side, cool. So he can't be in there. Imagine coming in and just call it a beta. What kind of insult is calling me a beta?
Haggling, you know, this is called haggling. You know,
More about him than anyone else. Math, sorry, I didn't see you in my chat. I didn't know whose chat you were in because I weren't looking, but you are blue now. Everyone's blue here unless they're trolls. Well,
Oh, right. So I'm a beta male. So I'm passive and subservient. Well, it sounds like that's what you are, Graham, to your bloody stupid things that's going on in your mind. You're subservient to the people round about you. You don't believe in God whatsoever. You're subservient to the devil, dude. Whether you're a flat earther or not, you're subservient to Satan. You don't have no respect for Christ, no respect for God. So you're subservient. You're subservient. You don't even know it.
Graham sucks too much cock.
Babe, I don't want to hear. Babe, don't say things like that. Who said that?
I said that.
Babe, don't say it. Don't say horrible things like that.
Okay.
That's why you're saying about your God. Imagine saying that about.
You froze again.
Uh-oh. Right when he was going to scold you for saying the C word. and ain't the hunt.
You say what many things.
While he's frozen, I will say Graham is a cock-sucking cunt.
Yeah, you're gonna get scolded again, I watch.
I'll tell ya, these friggin' people.
Yeah, well,
Unreal.
I don't. You know,
They just can't help themselves, man. They got to spread that vile hatred everywhere they go, man. It's like leaving a trail of it.
I know, but
Disgusting.
this person makes out they're a flat earther. Like,
So
you
Well,
coming
it doesn't
in.
make you a saint. That just means you can see, but that doesn't mean that you're saved.
But to
Not at
come
all.
in and use racist terms because of my kids, like, get a grip. Like,
has to make a
Get the
difference.
grip.
Something.
I tell
like,
you
you
what,
are
take
literally
people like
the
Graham and
lowest
put them
form of
over in other
scum.
countries.
Huh?
See how Graham handles himself over in Asia or Africa. Just drop him off in the middle. There you go. You hate these people. Enjoy.
You're joking.
Drive up.
Look, I had no chance of him going anywhere but Scotland. Yeah, you don't think he's that cultured, do ya?
No.
Like, come on. The bloke's never left Scotland. He probably sleeps with his bagpipe because he can't pull. Come on.
Well, he probably likes haggis too, but I can't say anything bad about
Do you know what, though? At least I don't look like the mental one no more.
You've been topped by grandma.
Oh, no, that's hilarious. I'll tell
Rhonda
ya.
bought me a excellent Father's Day present. It's a pair of like 1800s boating balls in the case, and I can't find them. She's gonna have a fit.
It's PJ's birthday in a couple of days.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah.
How old is the old man?
He'll be 48.
Ooh.
No. Will he? I think so.
He's my baby brother's age.
He's 7 years older than me.
Yeah.
49 he'll be. On Monday. On Monday, he's getting trainers.
Well, we got to do a birthday stream for him that day, right?
Aye. Monday's his day off though, so he probably wouldn't appreciate that.
Oh, I'll give him a
It can
present.
be short, but we can't just skip over it. I mean, we can do
I
an hour.
know. Aye, we could. Yeah, I'm up for it.
Well, don't ask
Chilling.
him then. Just tell him that's the plan. Hey, on your birthday, we're doing an hour with the family.
Aye. Chilling said the airbag on my bagpipe just deflated. Freedom.
I must say,
Yeah.
if bagpipes were the only instrument, I would definitely not play any instruments.
Would you not?
Now, what's wrong with bagpipes?
I would not. I would not play a bag. No, dude. No. Not happening.
Why? It's an
Oh, I
animal.
hate bagpipes. That's the
Isn't
worst
part of
sound.
it made out of an animal?
The only thing worse than a bagpipe is a, what do they call it? Dirigible. Wow, my brain went freaking south on me. there.
Dridgeridoo. I know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
dirigible. Dirigible.
Yeah. So you don't like the Aussies' main instrument or Scotland, huh?
No. How do you
Didgeridoo.
call that an instrument? It plays one note, dude.
You know what
And a
happens?
bagpipe plays one note the whole time you're playing like a drone. It's disgusting. Ew. Ugh.
There was an Australian bloke called Rolf Harris. He had a didgeridoo, but yeah, he was not a good
Didgeridoo.
man.
See?
Yeah.
You made that easy. I was struggling with it. I kept thinking about
Didgeridoo.
dirigibles.
He was
Dirigibles.
Do you know why? Do you want to know why the didgeridoo is the hardest instrument to play properly?
Huh. Why?
No.
Because it's reliant on you learning how to circle breathe. Effectively, you need to be able to breathe in through your nose, store it somewhere while you're pushing out through your mouth and maintain that pressure all the while your mouth is breathing out, your nose is breathing in.
Yeah.
It's
You got to resonate the same tune the whole time, so you got to keep the air pressure the same, right?
like any joker
Yeah.
can pick up a didgeridoo and just play it for 30 seconds, but if you want to play it properly, you're committing to one of the probably most difficult embouchure breathing techniques ever.
It takes a great volume of air too. It's not like a small instrument; it's huge.
No, but that Australian man that was on the tellies, chilling, you know who I'm on about, Rolf Harris, he was blowing more than his didgeridoo.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of trouble with my internet.
Roll, Vicky.
No, but he was.
Babe, I am so pissed off with Dave. How can he come in here and say those things about you? Vagina beans thinking about you having pancake kids, and him still be around in flat earth and people talk to him and they're okay with him. I don't get this.
That's out.
And you know
I'm
something,
done with
Dave
it.
Banner is mixed race, but yet friggin' likes of chill star and things going around. What are you laughing at?
I love that you came back with an immediate
Because it's pissed me off. I'm upset about it. He's sitting there telling my missus that I find it stinking. How can you say things like that as a 40-odd-year-old man? How can you sit there? It's disgusting, man. And he's telling me I'm subservient. He's subservient to Satan. I'm telling you.
PJ, I got the cure. You know what the cure is? You got to get some trans.
I am severely pissed off. I swear to God.
I hear you.
Swear to God, and I don't swear to God ever.
I hear you.
Tell you what, Graham, if I ever seen you in real life, I would tear you apart. I swear I would tear you apart, bro.
You're well respected by me, PJ. You know, you don't need to, I think
It's all right, dude.
by all of you.
We're here with you.
Not all right. Do you think it's all right for people to go around
Not
saying
really.
shit like that?
Not at all.
And then,
I don't.
Everybody's flat earth chat they're in, and everybody's cool with them.
Hi, Joe.
We're going to knock that out, dude. That's not a problem. They're easy.
No, but everyone allows it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
This
That's
kind of
important.
BS.
Yeah.
Like,
This is important.
it may just be a word, right? But two of my kids that are Asian, one's not even here anymore. And you'll come in and saying shit like that. You're disrespecting not only my living child, but my dead one as well.
So,
Like,
I'm raging. I'm absolutely raging.
I'm going to knock. I'll ban Graham too, in my channel.
Okay, PJ.
I mean, Ryan just timed him out for friggin' day. What's the point in that? He's got to come back and say the same thing, timing him out.
He wants to get you in your He knows your character.
He wants you to get you mad, dude. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Sitting using, listen, call me a murderer if you like. But saying things about Vicky and her kids and that is ridiculous. But to use being a murderer, I mean, he was in my channel all the time, knowing about my past.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool, you're cool, PJ, you're sound. I was never a beater then. I'm only a beater now because he got banned for being racist. That's the only reason I'm a beater. So check yourself, Graham. Check yourself.
Look, I've screenshot it, so I'm gonna be doing something on it.
Don't even bother. They're a waste
No,
of time.
I want people to see what he is.
Unbelievable. Anyway, that's me. I've had my rant. Sorry.
Hi, Rethink.
Sorry about that,
Stupid well.
Ren. Sorry about that. I know you were laughing when I came in. I just totally ruined it. Yeah, sorry.
Thomas,
She's still smiling. I see her.
We weren't laughing at you, PJ. We were
Oh, no, you
laughing.
weren't laughing.
I was
know that.
laughing because it had just simmered down, and then finally, when you came back, you're like, and this and this. It's like
But I had time to think. Well, the internet was trying to sort the internet out, and it's disgusting. How can they come in and say them stuff?
Well, it is a mental health stream.
That's true. But the thing is, right? These guys are meant to be our own flat earthers.
They're
you know,
not.
searching
I
for
keep
truth.
telling you all, they're not. These people make
Flat Earth is not enough by itself.
No, of course it's not. But
They're
they're meant
not
to
our
be searching
people,
for
and
truth.
they're not.
It's like Flat Earth is like step one. You know what I mean? That doesn't define the whole person.
Yeah, no, of course not. Of course not. It was just people that are meant to be looking for truth. That's my point. You know, people are meant to be looking for
that's
truth.
different. Yeah. I think flat Earth leads more people to truth than any other single topic. I think it's the biggest lie in this whole realm, because if it can disconnect you from God and make you think you're just spinning around worthless and happenstance.
That's right.
Do you know the worst
So I
thing,
think
though?
it leads
The enemy
people to
got no
truth,
lead.
but that doesn't mean that everybody that can see that the Earth isn't a globe is going to be a truther or is going to be honest or have any integrity at all. Those are different qualities.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's more like
Would
inner
you-
quality, what you have for yourself. You know, I think.
See, it was
Respect,
like-
even
it was
respecting
like-
yourself and
You know,
others.
in what I do.
right?
It made me better in what I do. I understand the world now. You know, in physics, and you know, this is something I didn't have before.
See, it's the likes of them that when Flats changed his channel back to letting all the trolls in that in, they were like, "Yeah, you done made the right choice, Flats. You made the right choice." Did he? Did he? I don't think so.
I'm gonna give you a heads up, PJ. He actually banned Elder Bear today. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know he's still. I know it's fair enough. Yeah, he's banning people, but the trolls are still allowed to roam free in chat. You know what I mean? To a certain extent, and they're on the panel now. When we are not even on the panel, you know, as much.
I got you.
Oh no, I've got nothing against Flats. It's just streaming all that. I just don't think it's. I think we should have nothing to do with the trolls. Yes, they should hear the truth. But just because they're banned from chat, it doesn't mean to say they're not watching anyway. They're still watching, you know?
True.
No, anyway, my rant over. Sorry, Heroin, I didn't mean to.
No, that makes sense though, because if there's no accountability, then they're just going to show up and do whatever the heck they want, right?
Right.
If
They
they're
do.
actually there to watch and learn, then bloody hell, behave.
Exactly.
And if you don't, do one, right? It's simple.
Simple. They think free speech. They think like freedom of speech means, oh, you could slag off and say absolutely anything you want about anybody. That's not what freedom of speech is all about.
No, it's about
Not that
liberty.
we
Man.
have
That's
that
what it's
anyway.
all about. Yeah.
No.
It really is. It's about liberty to express yourself and to. You have to consider everybody else in that same process.
Exactly.
That means your liberty is the same as everybody else's freedom. It's all it means, and it's annoying to watch people trample their own rights underfoot by doing stupid shit in the process. But that's why we have the ability to forgive people, though. That's the way I think of it. But you don't let them walk all over you. Don't let them walk over you in the process.
No, exactly.
Forgiveness had nothing to do with that.
That's why I asked him to talk. You know,
Jesus said, "Turn the other cheek." He didn't say, "Turn the other cheek," and then keep turning it, and keep turning it, keep turning it, and keep turning it, and let them walk over you. Yes, you can infinitely forgive someone, but you don't infinitely let someone walk all over you. You know?
These are just phrases. They don't talk. You know, they don't come in a discussion with you because they know they lose, because this has no ground. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, PJ, I got to give you props on the stream you did with Luke this morning. That was a good one, man.
It was a decent stream, wasn't it? It was an
Yeah.
absolute good stream. And especially with the topic, I was a bit wary on the topic because you know what people are like when it comes to the Jew thing and that. But I think we did it in a way that we didn't insult anybody. We just said how it was. And the video that was used that Luke gave me to use, I think the guy did brilliantly. But Heron made a good observation at the start of it. He still had a globe behind him. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good stream. Sorry, did I just ruin the stream?
No, baby.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because I did
Blame
come in with a
Grammy.
bit of an attitude then, but it was just like I was upset. I was actually crying, pretty much. If that makes me a beta for crying, brilliant. I'm a beta.
On Monday,
Mm-hmm.
you need to spare an hour
For what?
for time with people.
People. Ooh.
Our people. These people.
On Monday. What do you mean, though, babe? What do you mean?
Because I told them it's your birthday on Monday.
Oh,
Oh, he's getting older.
I forgot about that until now, babe. It's 4 days literally to my birthday. You didn't have to. Oh, babe, I didn't have to remind people. Is that when my birthday is? Monday?
How do you not know when your birthday is?
Because it doesn't interest me.
Look,
We'll
with
we'll
my
call it
shop
your
here,
unbirthday. Yeah.
No, but with my shopping, because I don't go anywhere, I've had to order a birthday card and stamps so I can post it.
Did you finish your video?
It kind of went sideways, so I just got rid.
Okay. I don't know what was going on with my internet, but the totally blanked twice. The internet totally did. And the light over there, I know the touch lamp, it seems to be flickering without touching it. And I was wondering if that's interfering with the internet, so I unplugged it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if electrical interferes with Wi-Fi. I don't know.
Little Wings missed all the fun.
Yeah, Little Wings. Good to see you, sister.
Did she?
No, but I want to apologize to Herman because when I came in, Herman was like talking and laughing. I don't want to think that I was having a go. I just came in with an attitude. I didn't mean it wasn't directed at you, sort of thing. It was just
Yeah. And look at this girl. She's showing off her guitars. I know. Like, look at my guitars. I'm a musician.
She's like,
They're not even mine.
That is kind of making a statement, isn't it?
Do you feel better?
PJ is a 7 out of 7 baby, like my
Oh,
heart.
did you catch the Graham thing?
I don't know if that's good or bad, is it? I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
No,
I don't
like
know.
her partner.
Yeah, but I don't know what baby means. Like a baby, like because I don't know what that means.
You're standing up for Vicky, dude. That's what she's saying, dude.
No,
100%.
she's on about Little Wings
Oh,
is saying he's a 7-7 baby like Alan.
Oh, okay, like his birthday. I got you.
Oh, 7, right. Got you.
my
Born on the
days.
7th.
Am I the only person that read that?
I read it, but I thought it's meant like I was soft at heart because I cried.
You dickhead.
That's what I thought she meant. Because I was greeting.
Well, it is
I'll
a
do
mental
that,
health
though.
stream.
I do that though. I read things wrong and then I'm like, why did I say that? Do you know why it is? It's because I don't wear my glasses and I should, but I don't like them. Do not like them.
I have to wear my glasses, Vicky. I can't see half the shit to begin with.
Oh no.
I'm probably getting as bad as Super. My right eye is all jacked up. I can't even sight a gun anymore. It's just horrible. I have to use my left eye. It's kind of awkward.
Yeah, if I was a year younger, I would have been all the 7s. My first
I was
birthday
born
was
till
7, 7, 7,
1983.
7.
Oh, I know, right? Unsure if the light interfere with the Wi-Fi, but I do know Rolf Harris interferes with didgeridoos. Because when you came in, I'd just been telling them about Rolf Harris and his didgeridoo.
Guess what it is, yeah, kids? Hey ho, hey ho.
No, but I said, but his didgeridoo wasn't the only thing he was blowing.
Yeah,
And then you came in and you were like raring, and I'm like,
Oh.
we went from didgeridoo
should be
to
called a
didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Hella quick.
Aye, absolutely. Sorry about that, but I was pissed off. Really done my nut.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's any need for it. I mean, attacking me, but then going and attacking my missus. And the reason he did that is because it all stemmed from him using the packet word and Vicky having Asian kids.
Can we stop saying the P word?
No, but I'm just saying that's what he said. That's what he said.
Okay. We got it. I wanted to get everybody back on topic right quick. I've always wanted to do this in a mental health thing. Do they ever define sanity in any DSMs or any of the psychological Bibles out there or psychology Bibles? Do they ever actually pin down what sanity is?
No, I don't think so.
No. So where's their standard at? Where's that goalpost? What makes you crazy or insane by definition?
That's exactly right. That's why there can't be a flatline standard like that. This is sane, and anything away from this is insane. It's just like levels of imbalances and insanity, right?
Yeah.
They can't say this is the definition of sane when all your levels are like this, because they're never like that, dude.
What's gross? What do you think?
That's why I think if you're a flat earther, you're sane because you see the world as it is, right?
Yes,
That's right.
I
That's
agree
the
with you.
foundation.
It's
Not enough by itself, but that's the
The insane
foundation
people.
of it. Yeah.
The insane people are in the system. They are insane because they don't accept the reality as it is, right?
That's fact.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if you think your votes count and matter, you're probably insane, or you're completely
Oh.
so
You just need to be different.
delusional.
Yeah, you just need to be
You
different.
want
know?
it to be true, but it does.
Oh.
That doesn't make it true.
But it's a hard work to get from this disbelief into the belief, because you never learned it. You never had a teacher who. You have to do it yourself, and this is hard work.
That's why I always say it takes balls to go flat.
Oh yeah.
Little Wings said off topic, but have you all heard about the Diddy case verdicts? I did because I watched it and I told everyone in chat.
I just said that.
He got not guilty on racketeering, not guilty on sex trafficking, but he got done for. He got two guilties for transportation, for prostitution. He's still looking at like 20 years. But then I had to wait because the Brian Koberger thing, he changed his plea after like nearly 3 years. He's never gave a plea, he just says nothing. And then all of a sudden, like weeks before the death sentence thing, he pleads guilty. And I was like, what? So the trial was just about to start. Now he's pleaded guilty. He's going to prison forever. And so he should. Because he...
You're going to have to fill me in on who this person is, Vicky. I have no idea.
Brian Koberger, he is from Moscow, Washington. Moscow. That's how.
What did he?
Say it.
Yeah.
So
what did he do?
In November 2022, he broke into a house and unalived 4 students. They didn't know him, nothing, and he went in and unalived them all. He'd gone in to do it to one, and then went into her room, which was on the top floor, unalived her, and then her friend was staying in her bed with her, and he did it to her. And then one of the other housemates had gone, obviously disturbed him, seen him, so he did it to her, and then he did it to her boyfriend. And so all these 4 kids were, 2 of them were 21 and 2 of them were 20, and he was a criminal psychology student. He had a PhD in criminal psychology. His lecturer was a woman who wrote a book with the BTK killer.
I know him.
Yeah, and they think like he is a monster, but he never shows emotion. Like today, he had to plead guilty to killing 4 innocent people, and there was no emotion whatsoever. And it's like, how can you be that like nonchalant about the fact that you took 4 innocent people's lives? Like,
yeah,
that's scary. Like,
it
and like 20, bearing in mind they didn't know this bloke, he'd been stalking them for months. On 23 occasions he'd been outside their home. Like, and whether you're a student or what, you should be safe in your bed sleeping. You shouldn't be at risk of some weirdo you don't even know coming in and doing that.
And this is what's called insane, there are not many people who do something like this.
He knew what he was doing though, and that's the thing. It was
They're becoming more,
premeditated.
of course.
And even after, like, he went, and because he left the knife sheath there and stuff like that, he went on his Amazon and was looking at buying replacements and stuff. But for
Really?
3 years,
Wow.
this bloke said nothing. He showed no emotion, nothing. And it was going to trial. And then all of a sudden, 2-3 weeks before the trial, they come to a thing. And, it's four innocent kids are no longer here. And I know they're adults, but they were young, they were kids who had their whole life ahead of them. And just because one person wanted to do something, you kill just for the sake of doing it because you want to do it. Like, that's sick.
So there was no motivation for the killing?
No. They literally
didn't-
never met him.
So he didn't. Once he did it, the reason I think he did the rest was he didn't want to leave any witnesses behind.
Yeah, but he did, and that's the thing, because there were two other housemates in the house, and one had obviously heard a noise and opened a door, and he was there covered. He was wearing all black, face mask, everything, and then there was the DoorDash driver that parked next to him, and because he was so fixated on the house, he didn't even notice her.
Wow.
I didn't hear about this, so that's the first.
But see what does me head in when people go, "Oh, they're mentally ill." No, they're not. They're not. They is just sick, twisted, evil monsters, is what they are.
Sometimes
There
it's
is
demonic.
more-
Sometimes it's a demonic thing. It's a spiritual thing, isn't it? So sometimes it's that.
Yeah, I
you know?
think that's a
And
great
there is no
example
more
of
emotions,
possession right
Vicky.
there.
Like you said,
Yeah.
there is no more emotion. They don't feel anything anymore because they are, this. I can think of it like this. The system sucks out all the energy, and then you have nothing left. What you if you don't have the good in you, how can you resist the bad?
Thomas, Idaho, America. In America. Hi, Vlad. Well, Vlad, you missed all the excitement.
Vlad in the who's good to see you, bro.
And many of these people, they have they have endured in the childhood things that I don't want to know, for real. And this is where this.
I don't know what kind of monster you have to be to want to go and do that to people.
But can you understand the mindset or something? Or can
No,
you
and I wouldn't want to. And that's the thing. Like he was studying it. He had a PhD in criminal psychology and stuff, and
interesting.
so he knew exactly what he was doing. He'd even done a case, an assignment on cleaning up a crime scene.
Yeah, you have
Like
to read
everything. This mofo knew everything. Like there's no emotion. Like, how can you sit in a courtroom with the families of these 4 victims and not even show any emotion? That for me is messed up.
We just had a school shooting around here at the corner. Somebody came in and shot like 7 guys, 7 children. Just here in Graz, in Austria, in this little country. And this never happened before. Never, ever.
I think the world is honestly going mad, and I do, and I think a lot of these kind of people, they want the notoriety and the fame of doing something horrendous and being known for it, and and that's not something anybody should want to do.
This is what you call Babylon, the whore of Babylon.
Right.
It's exactly that.
I've got a cure
It
for
could well be
school
that
shootings.
the balance between good and evil may swing from time to time. Like if you imagined yourself near the edge of the yin yang wheel spinning, right? The darkness comes over you, and it becomes the strong force for a time, and that's what it feels like is happening in this realm. Like I mentioned near the beginning of the stream, there's like a dark energy wave that rolls through, and the more in tune you are to spirituality, empathic, feeling other people's feelings, and that, like, the more susceptible you are to it.
See things what other people don't see, or feel things. Exactly. You get it.
Hey guys, I had a cure for school shootings.
This is what the world makes.
Let's disband schools and there'll be no more school shootings.
Crying out loud.
Sorry, Rob.
Well, you could do that, I suppose. But or just get, I don't know. See, I don't know because, like, you lot all have guns and stuff, licenses and stuff in your countries, and obviously we don't. Well, we like you can if you're for like a shotgun, but and we don't, and
We got no guns here. We are in Austria. You are not prohibited to have a gun.
yeah,
You need a mental health test normally, but this kid he slipped right through, and I think it's also a little bit of MK Ultra. Of course, there's always it's faded inside the story, of course.
But then I look now at the country that I live in, and it's not a country I recognise. And sometimes I think maybe we should have the power to protect ourselves. And we're not even allowed like
Yes.
bear spray here because it's classed as a firearm. Like,
Yes, Vicky. That's what we try to start, I think, right? That the people get aware of these mishappenings and look at it. This is the first step. You have to go.
aye, but there comes a point where the people of the country have to be able to protect themselves and
We will see in
feel
10
safe
years.
in their own country.
I come. In 10 years we meet.
Aye.
Then then we will see where we are.
But look,
I've seen images of Australia when they first took the people's guns away, and they were destroying them like by the train load. It was unbelievable just watching all these beautiful rifles and whatnot go into a grinder.
Yeah,
And
they
I'm
want- they
telling
want-
you, if you allow your country to take your guns away, ask a country that's lost their rights to guns what it takes to get that right back.
yeah, two of my
You need to-
brother-in-laws have got shotguns. We're from a farming background. It's quite normal for farmers and stuff to have shotguns over here. Not everybody has them, obviously, but yeah.
For self-protection.
They've never used them on anyone. If they needed to, I'm sure they would. But even that you'd get done for here. Look, come on, I live in a country that we can't even think anymore because we can get arrested for a thought crime. So
Yeah, pre-crime policing.
come to
My-
Canada, we have extra. Do you know why guns got banned in the UK? Because of one school shooting.
Because they wanted it. Because they want to
Yeah.
to get the people weak to the government. Of course, it's always the
Yep.
same. You get them weak,
It's always
and then
the
you
same.
have easy.
And-
easy
And
game.
Roger, can you sort that out?
And Vicky, if you went all the way